Hi everyone, it's Amanda, and today I'm going to do a book tag. I'm going to do the subject book tag, which was originally started by Rachel Reviews All, and I'll link her original video down below. So the premise of the tag is you need to match books to school subjects. So the first subject is maths, for which you need to pick a crime novel because it's about solving problems. And I couldn't pick anyone other than the Queen of Crime, Agatha Christie, and then there were none. This is the very first crime novel I ever read, and it just started a lifelong love of the genre. The copy I read had a much less acceptable title, but let's not go into that. So the basic premise is that 10 strangers are lured to an island, and then one by one they start to die. The next subject is science, for which you need to pick science fiction or fantasy, and I picked Oryx and Crake by Margaret Atwood. It's been a very long time since I read this. I can remember really enjoying it, and that there were lots of science into it, and it was a sort of apocalyptic story, but I really need to reread this, primarily because I want to read the rest of the trilogy and I can't remember what happens in this. The next subject is English, for which you need to pick a classic, and I picked Frankenstein by Mary Shelley. I don't know why I picked a classic that I haven't even read yet, but I did, and I think it's a really important work just in classics in general, but also in the start of science fiction as a genre. The next subject is languages, for which you need to pick a novel which was translated, and I picked The Elegance of the Hedgehog by Muriel Barbery, which was translated from the French. It tells the story of a concierge of a grand Parisian apartment who is not all that she seems to be, and it interweaves her story with the lives of some of the residents, including a 12-year-old who is determined to commit suicide. So this is a very philosophical novel that Muriel Barbery is actually a lecturer in philosophy, and that comes across a lot. So it's not the easiest to read, but I really enjoyed it, and yeah, it really moved me in parts. The next subject is art, for which you need to pick a beautiful cover, and I picked The Sound and the Fury by William Faulkner, which is a vintage edition and has this beautiful blossoms and loveliness. I also have not read this one. I've heard it's quite difficult, so yeah, I'll get onto it one day. The next topic is history, for which you need to pick historical fiction, for which I picked Dissolution by C.J. Sansom. This is the first in the Shardlake series of historical mysteries. This is a really excellent series. It's set during the time of King Henry VIII, during the dissolution of the monasteries, and unlike other historical crime, the mysteries that are being solved by Shardlake are so interwoven with the religious and political, social and cultural situation of the time that you feel they could not possibly be set at any other time, which I found isn't necessarily true of a lot of historical crime. And also the main character of Shardlake is just I really love him. He's not perfect, but I find him a very compelling character. And also, C.J. Sansom has a PhD in history, so I feel like I can trust what I'm learning through the book. Okay, and the final topic is geography, which is a book that is set somewhere other than the UK or America, for which I picked Death and the Penguin by Andrei Kurkov. And this is set in Ukraine and tells the story of a writer who is hired to write obituaries, and then unfortunately the people he's written obituaries for start dying at the time he's said, and it tells the story of him and his pet penguin. So that was the subject tag. If you'd like to do the tag, I just think you should go for it because I wasn't tagged and I enjoyed planning the books and doing it. So yeah, thanks for watching. Bye.